Summary of the Da Vinci Code by Dan Brown. The Da Vinci Code by Dan Brown is a gripping mystery thriller that follows symbologist Robert Langdon and cryptologist Sophie Neveu as they unravel clues hidden in famous artworks and historical artifacts. The novel delves into controversial theories surrounding the Holy Grail and the secretive organization known as the Priory of Sion. The story begins with the murder of Jacques Saunière, the curator of the Louvre Museum in Paris. Before dying, Saunière leaves a series of cryptic messages, including a pentacle drawn in his own blood and a code written in invisible ink. Robert Langdon, a Harvard professor of symbology, is called to the scene by French police detective Jerome Collet. Unbeknownst to Langdon, he is the prime suspect in the murder. Sophie Neveu, a cryptologist and Saunière's granddaughter, arrives at the crime scene and warns Langdon that he is in danger. Together, they decipher Saunière's clues, which lead them on a chase across Europe. They discover that Saunière was a member of the Priory of Sion, a secret society dedicated to preserving the truth about the Holy Grail. The clues point to the possibility that the Holy Grail is not a chalice but rather a person, Mary Magdalene, who was married to Jesus Christ and bore his child. This revelation is hidden in famous artworks, including Leonardo da Vinci's The Last Supper. Langdon and Sophie must evade the police and a murderous monk named Silas, who is working for a mysterious figure known as the Teacher. Their journey takes them to various historical sites, including the Church of Saint Sulpice in Paris and Westminster Abbey in London. Along the way, they encounter Sir Li Tebing, a Grail historian who helps them piece together the puzzle. However, Tebing is eventually revealed to be the Teacher, who orchestrated the entire plot to find the Grail for himself. In the end, Langdon and Sophie uncover the final clue that leads them to Rosslyn Chapel in Scotland. Here, Sophie learns that she is a descendant of Jesus and Mary Magdalene. The novel concludes with Langdon realizing that the true Grail is not a physical object but the enduring legacy of Mary Magdalene's bloodline. Key concepts. 1. Symbology and cryptology. The novel heavily features the interpretation of symbols and codes, showcasing the importance of understanding historical and cultural contexts. 2. The Holy Grail. The book presents a controversial theory that the Holy Grail is not a chalice but the bloodline of Jesus Christ and Mary Magdalene. 3. Secret societies. The Priory of Sion and Opus Dei play significant roles, highlighting themes of secrecy, power, and religious conflict. 4. Art and history. The narrative weaves through famous artworks and historical sites, emphasizing the connection between art, history, and hidden truths. 5. Faith and knowledge. The novel explores the tension between faith and empirical knowledge, questioning established religious doctrines and encouraging readers to seek their own truths. The Da Vinci Code combines elements of art history, religion, and conspiracy to create a fast-paced and thought-provoking narrative. Part 1. Symbology and cryptology. In the Da Vinci Code, symbology and cryptology are central to the plot, driving the narrative forward as Robert Langdon and Sophie Neveu decode various symbols and cryptic messages to uncover hidden truths. Let's delve into these concepts with detailed explanations and real examples from the book. Symbology. Symbology is the study of symbols and their meanings. In the novel, Robert Langdon, a Harvard professor of symbology, uses his expertise to interpret various symbols that lead him and Sophie on their quest. Example: the pentacle. One of the first symbols encountered in the book is the pentacle, which Jacques Saunière, the murdered curator of the Louvre, draws on his stomach with his own blood. The pentacle, a five-pointed star, is often associated with paganism and the occult. However, Langdon explains that it originally symbolized Venus, the goddess of love and beauty, and was later adopted by early Christians as a symbol of the 5 wounds of Christ. This reinterpretation of the pentacle challenges the characters' and readers' preconceived notions about symbols, highlighting how their meanings can change over time and across cultures. Cryptology. Cryptology involves the study and practice of techniques for secure communication, including the creation and solving of codes and ciphers. Sophie Neveu, a cryptologist, uses her skills to decipher the messages left by her grandfather. Example: the Fibonacci sequence. Early in the story, Sophie and Langdon discover a series of numbers written in invisible ink near Sauniere's body, 13322111185. Sophie recognizes this as a scrambled Fibonacci sequence, a mathematical series where each number is the sum of the two preceding ones, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21. By rearranging the numbers into the correct order, they unlock a safe deposit box in a Zurich bank. This use of the Fibonacci sequence not only demonstrates Sophie's cryptographic skills but also emphasizes the importance of mathematics in solving complex puzzles. Combined example: the cryptex. One of the most memorable cryptographic devices in the book is the cryptex, a cylindrical container invented by Leonardo da Vinci to protect sensitive information. The cryptex can only be opened by aligning the correct sequence of letters on its rotating dials. If an incorrect sequence is entered, a vial of vinegar inside the cryptex will break, dissolving the papyrus scroll within and destroying the message. Langdon and Sophie must use their knowledge of symbology and cryptology to decipher clues that lead them to the correct password. For instance, they interpret a poem left by Saunière, which references the orb that ought to be on Newton's tomb. This clue leads them to Isaac Newton's tomb in Westminster Abbey, where they find the word apple inscribed on the tomb, providing the password to open the cryptex. In the Da Vinci Code, symbology and cryptology are intricately woven into the narrative, providing both the characters and readers with a thrilling intellectual challenge. By interpreting symbols and solving cryptic messages, Langdon and Sophie uncover hidden truths about history, religion, and themselves. These elements not only drive the plot but also invite readers to question their own understanding of symbols and codes in the world around them. Part 2: Holy Grail. In the Da Vinci Code, the concept of the Holy Grail is reimagined in a way that challenges traditional beliefs and adds a layer of intrigue to the story. Let's explore this topic in detail, along with a real example from the book. The Holy Grail. Traditionally, the Holy Grail is thought to be the cup used by Jesus Christ at the Last Supper and later by Joseph of Arimathea to collect Jesus's blood at the crucifixion. This sacred relic has been the subject of countless legends and quests throughout history. However, in the Da Vinci Code, Dan Brown presents a controversial and thought-provoking theory: the Holy Grail is not a physical object but rather a person. According to the novel, the Grail represents Mary Magdalene, who was married to Jesus and bore his child. This idea suggests that the true Grail is the bloodline of Jesus Christ, preserved through Mary Magdalene and their descendants. Real example: the Last Supper. One of the most compelling examples of this reinterpretation is found in Leonardo da Vinci's famous painting, The Last Supper. In the novel, Robert Langdon and Sophie Neveu examine the painting and notice several unusual details that support the theory of Mary Magdalene as the Holy Grail. The missing chalice. Langdon points out that there is no chalice or cup on the table in The Last Supper, which is strange given its significance in the traditional Grail legend. Instead, the focus is on the figures themselves, particularly the one seated to Jesus's right. The figure of Mary Magdalene. Langdon and Sophie observe that the figure to Jesus's right, traditionally identified as the Apostle John, appears to be a woman. This figure has delicate features, long flowing hair, and a feminine posture. Langdon suggests that this figure is actually Mary Magdalene, seated in a position of honor next to Jesus. The V-shape. The space between Jesus and the figure believed to be Mary Magdalene forms a distinct V-shape, which Langdon interprets as a symbol of the feminine and the sacred feminine. This shape, combined with the absence of a chalice, reinforces the idea that Mary Magdalene herself is the true Holy Grail. In the Da Vinci Code, the Holy Grail is redefined as a symbol of the sacred feminine and the bloodline of Jesus Christ. This reinterpretation challenges traditional religious narratives and invites readers to consider alternative perspectives on history and faith. By examining famous artworks and historical clues, Langdon and Sophie uncover a hidden truth that has been guarded for centuries. This narrative not only adds depth to the story but also encourages readers to question established beliefs and explore the mysteries of the past. Have you ever encountered other works of fiction or historical theories that challenge traditional views in a similar way? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Part 3: Secret Societies. In The Da Vinci Code, secret societies play a crucial role in the unfolding mystery, adding layers of intrigue and suspense to the narrative. Two of the most significant secret societies in the book are the Priory of Sion and Opus Dei. Let's explore these societies in detail, along with real examples from the book. The Priory of Sion. The Priory of Sion is depicted as an ancient secret society dedicated to preserving the truth about the Holy Grail. According to the novel, the Priory was founded in 1099 and has counted among its members some of history's most illustrious figures, including Leonardo da Vinci, Isaac Newton, and Victor Hugo. Example: Jacques Saunière. Jacques Saunière, the murdered curator of the Louvre, is revealed to be the Grand Master of the Priory of Sion. Before his death, Saunière leaves a series of cryptic messages for his granddaughter, Sophie Neveu, and Robert Langdon. These messages are designed to lead them to the truth about the Holy Grail and the Priory's secrets. One of the key moments in the book is when Langdon and Sophie discover Saunière's hidden chamber in the Louvre, filled with documents and artifacts related to the Priory. This chamber serves as a testament to Saunière's dedication to the society and its mission. Opus Dei. Opus Dei is portrayed as a conservative Catholic organization with a controversial reputation. In the novel, Opus Dei is depicted as being involved in a conspiracy to suppress the truth about the Holy Grail. The organization is shown to have significant influence and resources, which it uses to further its agenda. Example: Silas. Silas, an albino monk and a member of Opus Dei, is one of the novel's primary antagonists. He is manipulated by a mysterious figure known as the Teacher into committing a series of murders, including that of Jacques Saunière. Silas believes that his actions are in service of a higher purpose and that he is protecting the Church from heresy. Silas's character highlights the theme of blind faith and the lengths to which individuals will go to serve their beliefs. His interactions with other members of Opus Dei, such as Bishop Aringarosa, further illustrate the organization's influence and its willingness to use extreme measures to achieve its goals. The conflict. The central conflict in The Da Vinci Code revolves around the long-standing feud between the Priory of Sion and Opus Dei. This conflict is rooted in their opposing views on the Holy Grail and its significance. While the Priory seeks to reveal the truth about the Grail and its connection to Mary Magdalene, Opus Dei aims to suppress this information to protect the Church's traditional teachings. In The Da Vinci Code, secret societies like the Priory of Sion and Opus Dei add depth and complexity to the story. Their hidden agendas, historical roots, and the actions of their members drive the plot forward and keep readers engaged. By exploring these societies, Dan Brown invites readers to question the nature of truth, faith, and the power of hidden knowledge. Part 4: Art and History. In The Da Vinci Code, art and history are intricately woven into the fabric of the narrative, providing both the backdrop and the clues that drive the plot forward. Dan Brown masterfully uses famous artworks and historical sites to unravel the mystery surrounding the Holy Grail. Let's delve into this topic with detailed explanations and real examples from the book. Art and History. The novel takes readers on a journey through some of the most iconic artworks and historical landmarks in Europe. These elements are not just settings but integral parts of the puzzle that Robert Langdon and Sophie Neveu must solve. Example: the Louvre Museum. The story begins with the murder of Jacques Saunière, the curator of the Louvre Museum in Paris. The Louvre, home to thousands of works of art, becomes the first major historical site in the novel. Saunière's body is found in the Denon wing, and he leaves behind a series of cryptic messages written in invisible ink and his own blood. One of the key artworks in this scene is Leonardo da Vinci's Mona Lisa. Saunière arranges his body in a specific way and leaves a message that leads Langdon and Sophie to the painting. The Mona Lisa serves as a starting point for their quest, symbolizing the intersection of art, history, and mystery. 1. Example: The Last Supper. Another pivotal artwork in the novel is Leonardo da Vinci's The Last Supper. Langdon and Sophie travel to Milan to examine this famous mural, which holds crucial clues about the true nature of the Holy Grail. Langdon explains that the figure seated to Jesus's right is not the Apostle John, as traditionally believed, but Mary Magdalene 1. This interpretation challenges conventional religious narratives and suggests that Mary Magdalene was Jesus's wife and the mother of his child. The arrangement of the figures and the absence of a chalice in the painting support this controversial theory. The V shape formed by the space between Jesus and Mary Magdalene symbolizes the sacred feminine, further emphasizing the novel's theme of hidden truths in art. Example: Rosslyn Chapel. The journey culminates at Rosslyn Chapel in Scotland, a historical site rich with symbolism and legend. The chapel is renowned for its intricate carvings and mysterious history, making it the perfect setting for the novel's climax. Langdon and Sophie discover that the final clue to the Holy Grail's location is hidden within the chapel's architecture. Rosslyn Chapel's carvings include depictions of biblical scenes, pagan symbols, and references to the Knights Templar. These elements reflect the novel's blending of historical fact and fiction, creating a sense of wonder and intrigue. The chapel ultimately reveals that the true Grail is not a physical object but the enduring legacy of Mary Magdalene's bloodline. In the Da Vinci Code, art and history are more than mere backdrops, they are essential components of the story. By exploring famous artworks and historical sites, Langdon and Sophie uncover hidden truths that challenge established beliefs and invite readers to see the world in a new light. Dan Brown's use of art and history not only enriches the narrative but also encourages readers to appreciate the deeper meanings behind these cultural treasures. Part 5: Faith and Knowledge. In the Da Vinci Code, the interplay between faith and knowledge is a central theme that drives the narrative and challenges the characters' beliefs. Dan Brown explores the tension between religious faith and empirical knowledge, questioning established doctrines and encouraging readers to seek their own truths. Let's delve into this theme with detailed explanations and real examples from the book. Faith and Knowledge. The novel suggests that faith and knowledge are not mutually exclusive but can coexist and complement each other. It raises questions about the nature of truth and the role of the Church in shaping historical narratives. The character's journey is as much about uncovering hidden knowledge as it is about understanding and reconciling their own beliefs. Example: Robert Langdon's perspective. Robert Langdon, the protagonist, embodies the balance between faith and knowledge. As a symbologist, he relies on empirical evidence and logical reasoning to interpret symbols and uncover hidden meanings. However, he also respects the power of faith and the importance of religious symbols in people's lives. Throughout the novel, Langdon grapples with the idea that the Bible and other religious texts may be more metaphorical than literal. He suggests that understanding these texts through the lens of symbology can reveal deeper truths without undermining one's faith. This perspective is evident when he discusses the symbolism in Leonardo da Vinci's The Last Supper and the reinterpretation of the Holy Grail. Example: Sophie Neveu's journey. Sophie Neveu, a cryptologist and the granddaughter of Jacques Saunière, undergoes a personal journey that highlights the conflict between faith and knowledge. Raised in a secular environment, Sophie is initially skeptical of religious beliefs. However, as she uncovers the secrets of the Priory of Sion and learns about her own heritage, she begins to reconcile her skepticism with a newfound understanding of faith. One pivotal moment occurs when Sophie and Langdon visit Rosslyn Chapel. Here, Sophie learns that she is a descendant of Jesus Christ and Mary Magdalene. This revelation challenges her previous beliefs and forces her to confront the idea that faith and knowledge can coexist. The chapel, with its rich history and symbolic carvings, serves as a testament to the enduring legacy of faith and the pursuit of knowledge. Example: Bishop Aringarosa and Silas. Bishop Aringarosa and Silas represent the extreme end of faith without the balance of knowledge. Aringarosa, a leader of Opus Dei, believes in the absolute authority of the Church and is willing to go to great lengths to protect its secrets. Silas, an albino monk, follows Aringarosa's orders blindly, committing acts of violence in the name of faith. Their actions highlight the dangers of blind faith and the suppression of knowledge. Aringarosa's refusal to accept new interpretations of religious texts and his manipulation of Silas underscore the novel's critique of dogmatism. In contrast, Langdon and Sophie's journey emphasizes the importance of questioning and seeking knowledge while maintaining respect for faith. In The Da Vinci Code, the theme of faith and knowledge is explored through the characters' personal journeys and the reinterpretation of historical and religious symbols. Dan Brown invites readers to question established beliefs and consider the possibility that faith and knowledge can coexist harmoniously. By blending historical facts with fiction, the novel encourages a deeper understanding of the complexities of faith and the pursuit of truth. Thank you for listening. I hope this content is useful to you. If you like this kind of content, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel to support our team.